Hello and welcome. Now, my D90 project is complete. Those of you that haven't looked at the build video, please go and check it out. This is a Charisma chassis, the SAE1, if that's how you say it or pronounce it. Could have that wrong because I haven't got the box in front of me. And this is the killer body D90 Land Rover body. So please go and check out the build video if you haven't looked at it. There's not many videos, but there's a few that give you important updates. But I'm doing this handheld, so I'm going to try and be as steady as I can. The reason why I'm doing this handheld is because I want to show you some details of the truck, and that's going to be a bit hard on the tripod lifting the truck up, so I thought I'd try it this way. Fingers crossed the camera stabilisation keeps my shaky hand at bay. So I think she looks amazing. Everything is finished. The interior, we've got stickers. So the interior was detailed in the last video. You can't see it, all that well through the window, but the idea is that you see that some things are in there, not pick out individual bits and pieces. But she looks pretty damn amazing. There is a dangly. Everyone's got a dangly hanging down there. That is actually for the lights because it's got working lights now, so that won't be shown in the run video. It's actually going on a run tomorrow. I have the day off and I'm going to go out in the morning and it's going to be very cold. But she's going to get her first run. So the first run will be on the channel fairly soon. We've got quite a few videos coming up. At the moment, these lights are not really picking up the colour as it sees to the eyes, really. Studio lights are making it seem paler than it is. But outside the run videos, you'll see its natural colour, hopefully. It's pretty damn cool. I'm really happy with the paint job. As you've seen before, it's nice and shiny. There's a nice bit of weathering on there. It's turned out exactly as I hoped it would. It's probably been, I'd say, the hardest project I've done, or something, one I'm probably most proud of, and the one that's been, had the most kind of effort with it, because this body shell is a 280mm wheelbase and this chassis is a 285, so I needed to take some reduce the links and things. It's not been easy, so there's been a lot of messing around getting the interior to fit. This body and this chassis aren't designed for each other. It's the first time I've kind of done this type of thing, and it's been worth it, but there's a lot of satisfaction that's been involved. There isn't a real tyre in there, it's just a beadlock wheel and a foam. I'm not going to take it off because it was a issue getting that over. But yes, the lenses are in, everything's pretty cool. You will notice that the wheels stick out because the axles are slightly wider than the body, but that's fine. It's kind of, a bit hench. I quite like that. One issue I have had is these wheel arches. These wheel arches have actually been trimmed, taken some time to do that, and they've had black paint, kind of weathering paint on the inside to take away the fact that you can see the white shell underneath. The reason why I've done that is because these arches are really, really narrow. Also, because I wanted these specific tyres on, and obviously the wheels stick out because the axles are quite wide. They stick out, protrude from the shell. When you on full lock and turn, they were catching the arches really easily. So I've just taken them out, trying to keep them looking scale and landy like, and I think that's kind of worked. And I've only used it in the house, done the old driving over the slipper test, and it seems okay. Tomorrow, when I take this out on its proper run, that will be the test to see how it works. The driver looks really good in there. I'm quite happy. The seats I like as well, my little sticker. Let's turn this round so you can see the other side. I've had to, for those that have watched me get the interior in, I've had to muller the interior to get this in, which I will take the body shell off and go over the bits on the chassis for you in a moment. So I've kind of hidden the holes, and you can see the motor and the battery wires and the ESC wires, but I've hidden that. Getting a lot of glare so you can't really see in, but she's looking pretty damn cool, and I hope that she's going to be really good on camera, fingers crossed. So let's get the body shell off and have a quick look at her underbits. So with the shell off, everything's kept on with magnets. The bumpers are screwed to the shell. The interior is screwed in as well through the back here, so the magnets are held on with good old Gorilla Tape. There is some foam behind the grille here, so you're seeing her warts and all here. Again, the tape's on, it does peel off every now and again to put it on, but the magnets, these really strong magnets, are working very well, so I'm really pleased with that, so that's great. You can see the amount of butchering I've done to the poor guy's legs and the interior just to clear this motor and the battery and everything else. It's taken a lot of work. The hardest bit for me, really, aside from reducing the wheelbase, let's get this out of the way and put it somewhere safe. Let's have a look at the chassis. There are these little bits of foam and Lexan to hide all the wires and bits and pieces, so you try not to see inside of the shell. The shell actually does sit a little bit too high for me, but again, there's a lot of wheel rubbing issues, and I've had some trouble with the suspension. I've messed with 80mm shocks, 70mm shocks. It's still not as good as I would like it to be, so I'm going to have to probably faff on with that a little bit more. But yeah, I need to run it really. You know, there's only so much I can do, mess around within the house, but I need to run it to see how it behaves and change it out. But at the moment, it seems okay. I'm quite happy with it. So because of shortening the wheelbase, I had the issue of these shocks here. You can see the shocks are on a bit of a slant kind of backwards, which is not ideal. That's because I've had to remove these links. But I did have some styrene in here in one of the other videos. I put some styrene in here to move the shock here. But something wasn't right with the geometry. It wouldn't compress very well. It wasn't very happy. I don't want a lot of compression, but it made the shock sticky. So even though they seem to be at a funny angle, they seem to work better than when they were here, i.e. straight. You know, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm not an engineer. I've just done this as a bit of a test. So it may break and it may stress things. I don't know. So we're going to have to wait and see and play with that. So I don't, you know, it could break straight away on the first run out tomorrow. Hopefully not, but time will tell. I'm not going to really roughhouse it, of course. It's not that type of rig for me. I don't want to damage the shell either. But I am... you know, that remains to be seen, so how it's going to hold up. So underneath, the reason why I say this is that I've had to change these links out, these front links, and make them shorter, because I needed to take 5mm out. Really, I should have taken some out the front and back, but taking 2.5mm out each for the front and back for me was a bit, wasn't, so I did it rightly or wrongly just out the front. Sorry for the jump cut, I had a camera issue there. So as I was saying, the links are metal, but the kind of ball ends, the link ends, if you like, they're plastic. I couldn't find the set I wanted, the right size, so just to get it together and get it running, they're plastic. See how this holds up. I don't know. With the foam off, it does, looking at it like this, it does look like a bit of a mess. But I don't care really, because when the shell's on, it looks pretty good. You can't really see through many gaps, which is the whole idea. So it looks pretty clean. So we'll see. I'm really happy with her. Let's end and put the body shell back on. Hold on one sec. So we're going to clip the body shell back on. Try and do this one-handed. There we go. She's on. She's looking gorgeous. See what I mean? She's just sitting a little bit higher than I would like. But she's cool, and it's a bit of a, you know, experiment, see how she goes. I think she looks amazing, so that's all that counts, right? I think this sticker says it all. This is probably like to be realistic, and being a Land Rover, it's got to break and go wrong, isn't it? You know, so it should be true to life. Let's be honest. I need to sort out those holes in the. I don't know what I'm going to do with those yet. I might leave them for now. It's probably not. I'm not going to have time before the next run, so that'll be a work in progress. I'm going to do something with that. So I shall feedback. Maybe I'll do another video after the first run video and tell you one way or another what I think, because I don't know anything about this chassis. Don't know how it's going to run, how it's going to perform. The body is quite heavy, so it may be an epic fail and it may not go anywhere, but it may be fantastic. I am waiting for the Land Rover stickers from AGTs. They've got some 3D stickers to go on the front and back. They haven't arrived yet, So hopefully they'll be here soon. So thanks for watching. As always, fingers crossed it works. Terry's bodge turned out okay. Let's hope that continues. Take care, stay safe. Please like and subscribe. Bye for now.